If you're loving this podcast, be sure to check out our full lineup. From news and local politics to sports and true crime, find your next great listen right now at duluthnewstribune.com/podcasts. That's duluthnewstribune.com/podcasts.
Hello, Northlanders. It's Wednesday, October 4th. I'm Wyatt Buckner with your Duluth News Tribune Minute, presented by Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union.
The average MPECU member saves over $785 a year in better rates and lower fees. And with MPECU, every ATM is your ATM. With their free checking program, you get ATM fee reimbursements at any ATM anywhere in the U.S. Check out Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union services online at mpecu.com or visit their offices in downtown Duluth, Arrowhead Road, or Miller Trunk Highway.
Now here's a look at today's headlines. Mayor Emily Larson laid out detailed road construction plans for the coming year at a Tuesday afternoon news conference in the city's West Duluth Tool House. In all, Larson expects 19 miles of city streets to be improved next year, adding that she thinks the city might even be able to push that number to 20. The 2024 list of projects is more ambitious, as the city completed 14 miles of work this year. In all, the city plans to spend about $14 million on street improvements in 2024. The funding will come from three sources: $8 million from a dedicated sales tax, $2 million in savings from prior years, and $4 million from the city's general fund reserves. Larson has pledged to improve 50 miles of roads in the next 3 years. A list of the roads slated for improvements next year is available at duluthnewstribune.com. In 2017, about 70% of local voters participating in a referendum supported the city adopting a special sales tax that would be earmarked exclusively to improve the quality of Duluth streets. City engineer Cindy Voigt said a number of factors went into determining which city streets to target next year, but she identified 4 key criteria: pavement condition, opportunities to reduce ongoing maintenance and utility costs, avoiding areas where lead water service lines are slated for replacement the following year, achieving a fair and equitable distribution of work across the city, while also clustering work to maximize efficiency. While Jim Benning, Duluth Director of Public Works and Utilities, said nearly 20 miles of improved city streets will be a welcome development, he noted the city remains tasked with maintaining yet another 480-some miles of road. The city will take public input on the slate of proposed 2024 projects at a pair of public meetings, both online and in person, Thursday. The online meeting will begin at noon, and the in-person meeting will be held at 6 p.m. in Duluth City Hall Room 330. You can find a link to login information for the online meeting at duluthnewstribune.com. Local officials will seek state aid to help cover the cost of recovering from heavy rain September 24th and 25th that caused widespread flooding and washouts. More than 4 inches of rain fell within 24 hours, resulting in extensive damage in southeast St. Louis County. On Tuesday, the St. Louis County Board passed an emergency declaration that could open the door for officials to seek reimbursement of 75% of the costs incurred to respond to the flooding and make needed repairs in the wake of the heavy rains. In all, estimated costs and damage to public infrastructure will likely total about $1.25 million, said Dewey Johnson, St. Louis County Emergency Operations Support Administrator. Initial assessments show the city of Duluth incurring about $1 million in costs, St. Louis County spending $150,000, and Lakewood Township taking a $75,000 hit. Duluth Fire Chief Sean Clerget said parks bore the brunt of the damage, with washed-out trails, bridges, and culverts. He said the city also incurred some overtime costs responding to the flooding. This September will go down in the record books as the wettest month in a decade. September 23rd to 25th, 2023 now ranks as the second wettest 3-day period for St. Louis County ever recorded, ranking behind only the flood of June 2012, when more than 10 inches of rain fell in the span of 3 days, causing costly destruction. Local officials credit improvements made in the wake of that storm for preventing worse damage this time around. Now here's Duluth News Tribune hockey reporter Matt Wellens with the Bulldog Insider Update.
Hi, I'm Matt Wellens of the Duluth News Tribune and co-host of the Bulldog Insider podcast, here with your weekly UMD hockey update, brought to you by Essentia Health. The 2023-24 Bulldogs hockey season gets underway this weekend at Amsoil Arena in Duluth with 3 games. The UMD women host the Long Island University Sharks at 6:01 p.m. Friday and 3:01 p.m. Saturday. Saturday's women's game is part of a doubleheader with the men, who host Michigan Tech at 7:07 p.m. in the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame game. The Bulldogs women underwent major major changes this offseason, bringing in 6 freshmen and 3 transfers to replace the 10 seniors who graduated from the 2022-23 squad. Maura Kroll also has a handful of new faces on her coaching staff after longtime associate head coach Laura Bellamy was named the head coach of Harvard in August. The UMD men returned 20 players from last year's team while bringing in 4 freshmen and 2 transfers. Blake Biondi, a senior from Hermantown, is back after missing the second half of last season due to shoulder surgeries. The team is also looking for Hermantown native Aaron Pionk, a freshman defenseman, and junior transfer Luke Bast from North Dakota to strengthen a D-corps that lost Wyatt Kaiser to the Chicago Blackhawks. For more on the UMD hockey teams, visit duluthnewstribune.com/Bulldog Insider for the latest leading up to the first games of the seasons. We have complete breakdowns of the rosters already up, while deeper dives into the goaltenders for both teams are coming this week. The first episode of the Bulldog Insider podcast dropped last week with Zach Schneider, Bruce Siski, and I previewing the season. This week, watch for our episode with Blake Biondi. That comes out on Thursday. Sign up for the free Bulldog Insider newsletter to stay up to date on UMD hockey and to make sure you're not missing a thing all season long. Wyatt, back to you.
The official thermometer at Duluth International Airport sailed to a new record high on Tuesday afternoon, already hitting 81 degrees by 2 p.m. and crushing the old record for October 3rd of 77 degrees, set way back in 1913. Oddly, it was even warmer near Lake Superior, with both Sky Harbor Airport in Duluth and Ashland reporting 84 degrees at 2 p.m. It was the 3rd straight day of record or near record heat for many areas across the Northland, with temperatures near 90 in some areas Monday, and well into the 80s again on Tuesday, according to the National Weather Service in Duluth. The average high temperature for October 3rd in Duluth is 59 degrees, with a low of 41. The low temperature on Tuesday morning was 66. While a few areas across the Northland saw their first frost earlier in September, most areas have not yet had a killing frost. Will the heat continue? Find out now with your forecast brought to you by the News Tribune's Northlandia podcast.
Weather for the Duluth area today, looking at breezy conditions with chances of showers and dropping temperatures throughout the day, getting to the lower 60s by the afternoon. Heading into the overnight hours, partly cloudy skies, still holding on to that breeze and mostly cloudy skies. And then heading into Thursday, looking at a strong southwest wind, gusts up to around 35 miles an hour with chances of showers and high temperature around 60 degrees. I'm Storm Tracker meteorologist Robert Pointer.
Thank you to the Northlandia podcast for their support. The weekly podcast explores curious and unique stories here in the Northland. The latest episode explores how Ashland became the historic mural capital of Wisconsin. You can find new episodes every Tuesday on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you also get this podcast. Reporting for today's episode was done by Peter Passy, Matt Wellens, and John Myers. Thank you for listening to the Duluth News Tribune Minute. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.